AITA for telling my husband I'm taking his family to court? My husband, M26, and I, F25, have been together for 8 years, married for 2. We also have 2 beautiful kids aged M6 and F3. We moved out on our own in 2023. In May of 2024, my husband's aunt F40-something and 3 cousins were in a hard spot. They were kicked out of his grandmother's house and moved in with her ex, the father of her kids. Some things happened there to where they were, yet again, kicked out. She had called us crying because she didn't have anywhere to go and didn't know what to do. My husband and I decided to have them move in with us. We live 4 hours away from where they were currently. They moved out here with us, and we had changed around our entire normal for them to feel comfortable. We live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Our children had their own rooms, but we had them share a room, so his aunt and girl cousin could use that room. His other 2 cousins were going to sleep in the garage, but we decided it was way too hot out here for them to be in there, so we moved them into the living room. Everything was fine at first. It's always fine at first, right? My husband and I decided we were all going to split the bills in half. There were 4 of them and 4 of us. Our rent was $1,700. Our electric was a solid $160 every month before they arrived. Our gas was $50, $60, and our water was $60 to $70. They agreed to pay half of everything. Once it came time to pay our bills, my husband would ask his family for their portion of the bills. They would try to negotiate what they would pay instead of trying to pay their half. We ended up just footing what they didn't give us. A month after they moved in, we started seeing drastic changes in our bills. Our electric bill was $348, our water was $100, and our gas was $70, $80. My husband and I were baffled by these amounts, but just thought it was because there were more people living here. They were never paying their full half of the bills or rent. It got increasingly frustrating because his aunt was going out every single day to spend large amounts of money on anything but actual groceries or necessities. It started to become so bad that I would buy groceries for my kids and tell them to not touch those groceries because they were for my kids only. No one listened, and within a day all of their groceries were gone. They didn't care about anything I would say. They were very disrespectful to me. They would treat my husband like royalty and me like complete shit. I would have conversations with my husband about this behavior, and he would talk to them about it too, and they wouldn't change. At one point, his aunt had texted me, calling me a fucking R-word. But the moment my husband said something, she switched it up and said she meant to say her son was. The last month they were here, my daughter ended up in the hospital to have a life-saving surgery, and we were not home for 8 days. The day we returned home with our daughter from the hospital, they were acting completely different and didn't say anything to us. The next morning, we woke up to take our son to school, and they had a owl outside and were packing up their things. They were trying to leave before we got up. They left and have been telling lies about us. It's come to the point that my electric bill for that last month they were here is $695. They have no intention of giving us their half of that bill, so much so that the moment my husband contacted them asking for their half, they blocked us on everything. I told my husband if they don't give us their portion of the bills, I will take them to small claims court. So all of this to say, AITA for telling my husband I'm going to take his family to court? P.S. So sorry for the long post. IDK what to do. We don't just have $700 to put towards one bill while also trying to pay everything else.